What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we take a look at Netflix's ridiculous debt. Also be sure to subscribe to the channel and comment down below that you subscribe to enter into this month's shout-out giveaway. As some of you may know, Netflix is a video streaming platform that hosts tons of movies and TV shows. And while Netflix is making a boatload of money, they're spending just as much, if not more. In 2011, Netflix started their now 8-year-long debt spree, due to them having to keep investing money in Netflix originals and having to compete with their biggest competitor, Hulu. In 2018 alone, Netflix burned through $3 billion, bringing their total debt up to a whopping $10.3 billion, which is nearly $4 billion more than their debt in 2017. And if that isn't bad enough, Netflix is estimated to spend even more than $3 billion in 2019, which will only add more and more to their debt. However, according to a letter from Netflix's first quarterly earnings, the company is making some changes and is going to start investing in more real estate and infrastructure. Also in the letter, Netflix stated that they don't see their cash burning problem getting better until 2020 and thereafter. But by the time 2020 rolls around, it may be too late to turn back. Because if Netflix keeps going the way they're going, it's estimated their debt will be over $20 billion come 2020. Where is all this money going, you might ask? Well, Netflix has burned through loads of money reinvesting in Netflix originals, and by adding more and more movies that no one will ever watch to their platform. Now don't get me wrong, Netflix does have tons of great movies and TV shows, but they also have a ton of movies and TV shows that I know no one is watching or even caring about. So with that being said, before Netflix can even begin to recoup their debt, they need to cut the movies and services no one is using or watching and try something else. However, Netflix is in between a rock and a hard place, so to speak, due to all the competition, and not to mention Disney removing all of their content from Netflix's platform to launch their very own streaming service. In the beginning, Netflix didn't have to pay as much to keep movies and shows on their platform, considering they had little to no competition. However, the way things are looking now, the future isn't looking so bright for Netflix. With so much competition out there, like Showtime, HBO, Cinemax, Amazon, and don't forget Netflix's longtime competitor Hulu. And Netflix's competition is only going to get bigger and bigger with Disney, Universal, NBC, and Warner Media all launching streaming services within the next few years. So when everything boils down, movies are simply going to go to whichever streaming service offers the most money. And considering Netflix is so far in debt, if things keep going the way they are, Netflix isn't going to have any money to offer anyone. Not to mention that with all of these movie production companies like Disney starting their very own streaming services, it won't be long until Netflix doesn't have any movies to put on their platform. What does all this mean for Netflix? Well, I think it's high past time Netflix gets rid of movies and shows on their platform that no one watches or even cares about, and uses that money to pay off their debt before it's too late. Because with all the new competition, if Netflix doesn't dig their way out of the rut they're in, then eventually they're going to be in over their head. It's estimated Netflix's debt will only increase over the next 5 years. However, Netflix says otherwise, saying their debt will decrease over the next 5 years. But either way, I wouldn't go putting my life savings into Netflix shares just yet, because the dark cloud that's over Netflix's head doesn't seem to be leaving anytime soon. And while all this may seem a little too overwhelming for Netflix, don't get too worried about one of your favorite streaming services just yet. Because in 2018, Netflix brought in $16 billion of annual revenue, which is roughly 15 times the amount Hulu brought in within the same year. So to say the least, for the current time being, Netflix is beating Hulu by a long shot. However, while $16 billion is a lot of money, it's gonna be nothing if their debt keeps increasing at the same rate it did from 2017 to 2018, which is a good 80% rate. So if Netflix continues at the same rate going forward, by 2025, Netflix will be nearly $100 billion in debt and will probably cease to exist. But hopefully Netflix finds some way to bring more and more users to their platform and to keep subscribers on their platform so that one of our favorite streaming services doesn't go anywhere.